to Jake and Trev Review Everything Live. I'm Trev.
And I'm Jake. And this is week 46. And with you tonight are your favorite Sears and Roebuck of the reviewing community.
That's us.
Us.
Mm-hmm. And we got a big show for you tonight. Lots of stuff to talk about. Should we front and center it with some of the expansions we've made?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you haven't been there in the last 2 days, which, why wouldn't you go there every day? It's awesome.
Sure.
Peanutbutterdisaster.com!
Peanutbutterdisaster.com has recently seen an exciting new revamp, redesign of the site. It's a little bit more user-friendly now, we think. There's a little bit more variety and things for people to see. And
I did that.
And that was all Jake. Jake's our webmaster, as it were.
I try to be humble.
Mm-hmm. Well, as humble as mentioning specifically that you were the one who did it allows you to be. Sure.
I'm a humble man.
Hey, credit where credit's due. But that's not all.
That's not all.
In addition to the exciting new revamps we've made to the site, we're also expanding our content profile.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody decided, this is what happened. Trevor and I have been talking about doing some different kinds of videos, taking the show itself in a new direction, that kind of stuff, so keep your eyes open for that, obviously. But also, Trevor just put up his new series, The
Short Council.
The Short Council.
Uh-huh.
And it is a postmortem show about that week's episode of Game of Thrones. Why am I talking? It's your show.
It's mine. I was wondering. No. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Game of Thrones, and we're sort of going to use it as a template. We're going to use it as a template going forward to do other shows in addition to Game of Thrones. Right now, we've been talking. As many of you know, Jake and I are very skeptical about the new series Gotham that's going to be on Fox. Oh, yeah. We're thinking that might benefit from a discussion table treatment.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, we're a little late to the game this season, but I think that this can be an ongoing thing. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun to produce. Okay. Also, we're starting to make an effort to release small, very, very small joke videos and so forth, just to kind of get some yucks out there on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we are also in talks to do more. Everybody keeps asking us, "Oh, you guys review everything?"
Mm-hmm.
And mostly movies, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen the show.
It goes without saying.
You guys are pros, but. So we haven't done any video games or board games this season. We did some last season, but it's just with the show format and stuff, obviously, it's a little more difficult. So we would like to do those things in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I have a huge video game collection.
It's expansive.
So we might do some more try-to-plays, try to play, and also might retool that show a little bit too, so keep that in mind. And enough about our show.
Yeah, there's some other exciting more things going on. The Movie Doctor, for example, has recently released a video that was his kind of gut reaction to Godzilla.
Yeah. He did a review right out of the movie, into the car.
Do the review right there. Talk it over. Some good unfiltered, raw sort of fucking feelings about things. So that's exciting.
It's an excellent. I did watch most of that. It was an excellent video as well. And then also the Absent Commentator just put out the third episode of his trilogy of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, the Saved by the Bell trilogy. So that's all complete. If you haven't been keeping up with that, of course, or any of the other shows we've mentioned, you're going to want to go to peanutbutterdisaster.com after the show tonight. Take your little peepers and train them on it.
And then...
Wait. There's more.
There's more.
But wait, there's more.
There's even more. Also, we got a new Hipster Ninja review.
Wow.
With crossing over with Mischief reviews.
Yep. Crossover with someone who's not even in our producer stable. That's exciting. Gonna get some fresh faces there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty good.
And it's about a movie that I fucking hate. Final Fantasy The Spirits Within.
That is not a good Final Fantasy movie.
Steamy turds.
No. So I haven't even gotten a chance to watch it. Jake and I have been working hard here today. Even more stuff to announce, but we've been working hard today. I haven't got a chance to watch. I'm going to check it out. You should check it out after the show. So, and that's still not all.
Oh my god.
That's still not all.
We have so much to offer you. Just take it.
Take it from us.
Take it from
All
us.
you have to do is reach out and take what is yours. But seriously, also, Jake and I finished our next review, the next episode of Jake and Trev Review Everything.
There was so much stuff, I totally forgot.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. We got that all finished up. Now we just have to upload it online. That'll become available soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday.
Probably tomorrow. Hopefully
Probably tomorrow.
Look for it tomorrow.
I'm
gonna say a 90% chance of it.
Sure. I like symmetry though, and I don't like Thursdays as a release day. Thumbs down on Thursday. No, I'm just whatever. Okay.
It's Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursdays.
Remember that movie that came out 3 weeks ago? Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday. But in any case, yeah. So already a bunch of exciting new content available.
We got called out. My dad says, I was here at the start. I even saw the box.
Oh
shit.
snaps.
Well, I guess we gotta bring it out now.
Okay, well, hold on. Just a reminder, go over to peanutbutterdisaster.com, check out this bevy of new content.
It's all there, and it's so nice, I swear.
Check out the new site design.
I would like to point out, and you may miss it at first, but there is a random video bar. I guess this would be your side, right? Yeah, this side.
Yeah.
On this side of the screen, random videos.
Well,
so,
a tasty buffet of random videos for
you might find something you like on there.
I'm gonna have some more. You'll be like
random video buffet.
The choice is yours.
Yeah.
So
the power is yours.
So watch for that. And also, as promised and as called out, it's the triumphant return of What's in the Box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Tell me
we're not gonna shake it. Not yet.
That's coming later.
This is what you get. You get the size of the box, which
could
mean nothing.
It could be smaller than the box.
It could be bigger than the box.
It could be
somehow. It could be a box of holding.
Oh my god! It could be. But I'll tell you. I'll give you a hint. What's in this box? You've seen it before. You've seen it before.
Not too.
That's pretty general. I mean, it could be an orange. It's not. I'll tell you, it is not an orange.
That's 2 hints. You're just giving them away.
I'm sorry.
Pull back. Pull back.
Okay, I'm going to calm down. Think about what's in the box, you guys. We're going to get back to that.
All right. So let's go to Facebook first.
Let's go to our Facebook questions. Prior to the show, we had a couple of questions.
A
couple of questions.
A couple of coffee burps.
A couple of coffee burps for you. No, I got a couple of questions from Tony Corgan, who writes, when I read about it, it makes sense, but in as little words as possible, what is Scarlet Witch's mutant power?
Magic.
I would say...
That's one word. I want to say,
You got it.
Magic. One word.
I'm going to try my best to do this right.
Okay. I'm going to count them.
A huge can of worms Marvel couldn't possibly be ready to open.
That's 13 words.
I know that's a lot of words, but I think it's very descriptive.
That's 13 times how many words I said.
Right, but it's very descriptive.
No, it is. It is. That's. Oh, you guys.
Jake says magic, and that is correct. But it's a
like
probability.
Magic.
It's a probability.
If I had to double up on my word count,
I'd appreciate it. So it would bring my quote
then,
my ratio.
Then you're like 7.5 times as many words as me because
that's twice as
fucking
good.
Math.
Right. But yeah, no. She has
6.5. Damn it.
She has magic power. She can up to and including remaking portions of reality at will.
Yeah. Penultimate magic.
She's easily one of the most, if not the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe.
That's the sticky wicket about magic.
Which is why I said an enormous can of worms.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Let's see. Let's go to some of the comments. Michael Swanson says hello. Thanks for joining us, Michael Swanson. Also, our parents are here as per usual. I was here.
Say hi to my dad.
Say hi to my mom. Let's see. Tajik says, "Don't let your sister see that, Jake. She'll steal it from you." She wants it. She wants it.
This is actually, real quick. This is I believe it is a World War II flight cap, possibly Korean War, and then the goggles are from the 80s.
Nice.
It's kind of patchwork together. For all you history military buffs.
Tom Jake Silva says, it's an alternate universe that you stole from Warehouse 13 before it ended. In the box? In the box?
In the box?
You guys think it's an alternate universe we stole from Warehouse 13? Jake, why don't you take a little peek? Take your
If it's an alternate universe, I don't want to take a peek in the box.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay.
It's not. It is not an alternate universe. That'd be nice.
Good guess.
That's a great guess, but that's not correct. A
great guess, B.
Now, the thing about Scarlet Witch, and the reason I imagine Tone Man has brought it up with us here, is, of course, she is going to be in the next Avengers movie, along with her brother, Pietro.
The Days of Future Past, the most confusing title since Back to the Future.
Yeah. That's, and also, they're probably both going to appear in that one. At least, definitely Quicksilver, Pietro Maximoff. He's going to appear in that one. May not be, probably isn't going to be... that's a good question, because they're certainly not going to be Magneto's children, those two, in the Avengers, but will they be Magneto's children in Days of Future Past?
I think this is the tiniest hobo bean that movie studios have ever divided up amongst themselves, because what they're doing, as far as I've read, is they are taking the likenesses and possibly the titles for promotion, but not for use in the movie, for the Avengers. So it's going to be Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver on the posters.
So wait,
but they're never going to
be
say
called
it
those?
in the Avengers.
Oh, that's buzz.
There's a good chance they won't even say their actual names. They'll just show up on the screen and be there. And everyone will know that it's Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. But in the X-Men, I believe at least, it's going to be Pietro Maximoff. Because his name ties into the... Like you were talking about, the Magneto's kids.
I guess on that discussion point, then, I guess my question is, everything. No,
My question is, what?
So, that reminds me, because I was scanning my brain pan thinking, did they use everybody's name in the Avengers? But I don't think they ever said Hawkeye.
No.
They always just referred to him as Barton or Agent Barton or whatever.
They never called him Clint.
And did they ever call Scarlett Johansson ScarJo? They ever call ScarJo the Scarlet or the what the fuck?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Thank you. Wow.
I think so. Maybe.
You gotta call them the name. You gotta call them what their name is.
Right. Well, I mean, Thor. That's his name. His name is Thor. Right. Iron Man, I am Iron Man, obviously. Captain America, that was his whole shtick. The Hulk. Not really. Yeah.
You think? Yeah, they call him the Hulk.
Yeah.
They refer to the Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I think it would be kind of a weird thing if they didn't call Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver by those names at any point.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, the teaser, this is mild spoilers, the teaser at the end of Captain America showed them, but they weren't mutants, they were experiments.
Right. They're already changing a lot of things, let's see how much they change. I mean, I guess, like I said, if you have to bend this far over backwards to try to get these characters in here...
You must really want them. Well, that's a very good point, because I remember right around the time that Daredevil was about to lapse. Because Daredevil was Sony, right? Or was it Fox?
Fox.
Daredevil was Fox. So Fox made the Daredevil movie, and then they hadn't made a movie since, and part of their contract with Marvel was that they would have to make a movie with it. I mean, because, Marvel stands profit off of it, too. So basically, Marvel says, you are allowed to make movies based on our characters, but
you have to make movies based on our characters.
You have to do it in a timely fashion, or else we take our ball and go play with somebody else. So right around the time that the Daredevil contract was going to lapse, Marvel was like, listen, you can keep Daredevil if we can get Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And basically, they were negotiating for a while, nothing came through, but then they also didn't renew Daredevil. So the Scarlet Witch Quicksilver thing was still up in the air, but obviously Marvel has Daredevil back now because they're doing those the TV series for Daredevil.
For Netflix,
for
right?
Hell's Kitchen.
Right.
Yeah, the Netflix series. So, yeah. So apparently they must have started negotiations after that where it was like, oh, well, I guess we're not talking Daredevil anymore because we got Daredevil. So let's keep playing ball. Apparently they didn't think it was important enough to keep Daredevil. But that's the thing. I don't think Fox could turn Daredevil into a good series. I'll just be frank about that. Mm-hmm. So maybe they thought, shit, we can't make Daredevil into a good series. Let's just fuck it. We'll figure it out with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was the second question?
Oh, the second question. The second question is, 9 times out of 10, good guys win. I'm beginning to think it's not because people want good to win. I think it's because the writers don't know what to do when bad guys win. When good people win, they go back to work and have families and go fishing. What do bad guys do when they win? They rule.
Well, it depends on how far your bad guy is going. I mean, it's obviously a generalization, and I won't go too far into that.
Okay, let's take, for example, the original X-Men movie. What happens if Magneto wins in that one? Well, in that specific case, all of those world leaders who were on that island would have been given temporary mutant powers that would end up killing them.
They would have turned into blobfishes.
Blobfish. And it all would have turned to blobfishes eventually, and it would have led to a worldwide panic. And, basically, more often than not, I think, is that the bad guy seems to think they've thought of everything, but the consequences for what they're trying to pull off actually go much farther than they had thought originally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, partially I'd say the answer is things get really bad.
Well, that's, and even, tying that back to X-Men, that's, I feel like there's a bad guys win, like, porn in some movies where it's like, we really want to explore that, but then still have the good guys win. Mm-hmm. So we'll, like, show a future where the bad guys win, but then the good guys have, like, one extra chance to, like, save
it all right.
I mean? Well, that's and they kind of pull you out of the fire at the last minute in a lot of movies too, like where, like, especially sports movies, where it's like the bad team or the team you're rooting against, like, wins, but then somebody shows up and is like, look at the footage, like, they totally didn't win. Like, even in, 10 Items or Less, was that the... I don't think that was what... Maybe.
No, you're thinking of that was a show on TBS. You're thinking of, what the fuck's it called? It was the Dane Cook vehicle where he worked at, like, Costco.
Yeah. And at the end of the movie, they do the check-off.
Yeah.
where they're, ringing said, not Star Trek.
The checkout off.
The checkout off. And then it turns out that what's his name? It's got
Dax Shepard.
Dax Shepard. He won, but it turns out he was, like, cheating because somebody's like, look at the footage, And
so he had been, like, passing, like, items where they weren't getting scanned and just putting them right in the thing. So he saves himself fractions of seconds.
Yeah.
But also gives away profit from the company.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That was the real bad guy in that movie. No, but yeah, I think they toy with it, and I think that in a lot of the cases, if you want the bad guy to win, it can't be like global domination.
Right.
If it's global domination, it's got to stop. If it's world annihilation, it's got to stop.
Right.
There's no way you can really. I mean, I guess, and this isn't. I feel it's a spoiler, but the movie's been out long enough. The Cabin in the Woods. Mm-hmm. Like that, that ending, the bad guys won. Mm-hmm. But that was to kind of make a point about the good guys in the first place, because there was this whole system built up to save the world, but in a bad way. Mm-hmm. So they stopped the bad way, but then they also stopped saving the world.
Yeah. What a selfish fucking decision.
So the good guys won in that one, but they lost overall.
Right.
And that was kind of the...
I mean, not to go off on a Cabin in the Woods tangent here, but now that you've reminded me, that really pisses me off.
Really? I kind of like that ending. It's a horror movie.
Well, yeah, but it was, like, so fucking selfish. It's
for them to...
I'm personally horrified at the implications of us all being part of this fucking thing where people die and get sacrificed to these gods, these elder gods or whatever, so they don't rise up and destroy everything. And I'm not going to participate anymore. And it's like, well... Yeah, well, you're still gonna die either way, so why not fucking die to stave off the apocalypse, buddy?
Well, and that was just having the ending the way it was. That was
Oh no, I'm doing it my way.
Well,
I'm doing it my way.
You know what other movie did that though?
What's that?
But it was in the opposite way. Was Watchmen? It's the same exact ending from the other side.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because in the ending of Watchmen, again, that's
If you didn't watch Watchmen,
come on. But I mean, I hate to be elitist, but Watchmen's an excellent movie. Watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, it turns out like the machinations of one of the heroes was actually to kill a bunch of people, which overall would save the world from nuclear war.
Mm-hmm.
And the one character who was the holdout, which was everybody's favorite, Batman prototype, was Rorschach.
Mm-hmm.
And Rorschach was like, no matter if this is going to save a bunch of people, I still have to stand up for my beliefs that even like killing a bunch of people to save more people, is still wrong. Like Rorschach is lawful, like hard lawful good.
While still being a vigilante. But yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like he has his own laws.
Right.
But he staunchly sticks by them, and that's kind of the opposite, because eventually they're just like,
Mm-hmm.
So instead of foiling Ozymandias' plan, Ozymandias. Ozymandias. The Ozman. Ozfest.
Tajik Silvis writes, do you think Stan Lee will get a movie featuring Doctor Strange pushed through?
Can I be honest about Stan Lee, because I love Stan Lee. I'm not going to sit here and rip on him, and he's got a kind of a tumultuous past as far as like being lauded as the creator of a lot of characters. I know that some of the writers and artists kind of get pissed off about that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think they've all kind of put it behind him at this point. Comic books are no longer what happened to the guys who created Superman, like they're fair and just at this point. And when a character is created, you know by whom.
Right.
But, with that aside, Stan Lee at this point, he's not... Joe Quesada is the editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics.
Right.
Stan Lee is an integral part of Marvel.
Chairman emeritus.
But I would say this, that Stan Lee doesn't have much more control beyond being in every movie that comes out from Marvel and basically being Marvel's cheerleader.
I think
I don't think he has any real... If he walked into Marvel and was like, let's make a comic book, then they would make a comic book because it's Stan fucking Lee.
Right.
But if he walked into a movie studio and was like, let's make Doctor Strange, they'd be like, get out of here.
Thanks for coming down here, Mr. Lee. It's a real honor, but no.
Yeah. They'd probably run circles around him and be like, oh yeah, talk to people.
However, Kevin Feige... or Phage, or however you say it, the kind of showrunner of the Marvel movie universe, who, by the way, just as a brief aside, I watched Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man 2 yesterday, or the other night, and he actually has a producer credit on that, too. So he's been kind of shepherding these Marvel movies for a lot longer than it would seem.
You can have, but that's the thing, I think, like, Bob Kane and Bill Finger have a producer credit on Batman.
Sure, but I mean, he's been the Marvel movie guy.
He's been dead for like a decade.
Right. Okay, so in any case, I don't think Bill Finger gets credit, by the way.
Occasionally.
Very occasionally. Anyway,
even though
if you want to know more about Bob Kane and Bill Finger and Batman and how that all comes together,
I'll read a book called Men of Tomorrow. That's probably the best thing that I've ever read about that really kind of ties everything together. There might have been books.
Or if you want a Cliff Notes version, mention something in the comments and Jake and I'll take a moment to explain it. But,
yeah, absolutely. If you want to hear it.
Yeah, well, we're here to serve you.
But we know what you want to hear. You want to hear us shake the box.
You want to hear us shake the box because you want to know what is in this box, you guys.
All right, are you ready? I'm gonna get close to the mic here.
Get a little close. Ready?
All right, so it's got some space in there.
There's some space to move around. It's clearly not taking up the whole total volume of the interior of the box. See? It goes to tumble around in there. It's up to you to decide what kind of material that sounded like. But after that box break, I do want to point out that Kevin Feige has talked about making a Doctor Strange movie. It's on like the list. And in the most recent Marvel movie, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier.
There is a list of people that can be X'd off here at some point or a list of people that the Shield has targeted as being potentially, powerful and/or dangerous. And one of the names that gets tossed off on that list is Stephen Strange.
Which, see, that's tough though, because then they're gonna it was just a mention, so they can gloss over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe they could just be like, oh, we heard it through the grapevine, and he's just a surgeon right now.
Right.
And then they have the origin after that, but they might have to have, the origin before that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, tie his plot line. Well, I guess the movies don't really tie together.
He's always been sort of hermity, though. So, he doesn't really come out of the sanctum sanctorum unless things are getting pretty hot and heavy out there.
Yeah. The Avengers Tower? Neat. I want to see the Avengers Mansion. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's,
I want to see the Sanctum Sanctorum, dude. Fucking let me see it. Show it to me. It's in Greenwich. It's in Greenwich Village. I want to see it. Make it happen.
New York, the hub of all mega superhero activity in the Marvel universe.
Fuck Los Angeles.
Terrestrial superhuman activity.
That's right.
In space, I don't even know.
Okay, we're gonna
in space.
Now we're gonna get to a little bit of the news this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some creamer.
Jake's gonna grab some news.
Trev's running solo.
I'm gonna grab some coffee.
Solo.
Wait. Oh no, I got it backwards. What am I gonna do? Lots of stuff. Basically, right now, there's lots of talk about Avengers: Age of Ultron. Things are coming together for that. Apparently, it's been recently talked about that there will be at least 3 versions of Ultron, starting with a rudimentary one, which has been. This is the quote from the article. It's over on IO9. There will be at least 3 versions of Ultron, starting with a rudimentary one, which will be followed up by upgrades. James Spader, who I frankly am most familiar with from his work in the Stargate movie and also as Robert California in The Office.
I was going to say secretary, but...
Aw, come on. James Spader, who's doing the voice of Ultron, will do a motion capture for at least one of those versions, and those upgrades will include a vibranium coating, which seems to be another hint that they'll be getting
Black Hat.
That we'll be getting Wakanda, home of vibranium in the comics, and maybe nods to Black Panther in the film.
Nods. Oh, that's another bean cut right there.
How do you mean?
Black Panther. Because in the comic books, eventually, because Aurora Monroe, also known as Storm, one of the X-Men,
I didn't even think of that.
Black Panther,
yeah.
And it was later on in the comic books. It wasn't right away.
It was later continuity.
They didn't really know each other until a couple things happened, but eventually she became the Queen of Wakanda. So they can't do that. Thanks, movie studios. They having the crossovers and tie-ins and everything is pretty fucking awesome.
Sure.
Can we all agree? Can we all I don't know if we did this on a show before. I feel like maybe we talked about this. But can we all agree that what the Avengers has done so far is pretty cool?
Yeah.
There's a lot to bitch about with superhero movies because there's a glut of them. And, the dam's basically bursting in the next couple of years anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, it's been pretty, it's had its ups and downs, but...
It's been a pretty good ride
as an overall thing, 15 years ago, can you imagine, telling yourself, they're gonna... how they do it in comic books, where they, tie together and stuff?
They're gonna do that with movies.
It's not just gonna be a comic book movie, it's going to be comic book movies that all tie together.
And they're gonna, show up or talk about things that happen in the other films and whatever, and there's gonna be a shared continuity.
So that's awesome. I don't want to say. I feel like when you're in the business that we're in, it's easy from an outside perspective to see us as just nitpicking every little thing.
Sure.
Which we do, but oftentimes the things we actually enjoy go where it's just it was awesome. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Right.
So, but it was awesome. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
There's another Guardians of the Galaxy trailer that's been released here. It's got it's a little bit more speechy there's like a long running Peter Quill speech that he's going through.
Yeah.
Talking about how we've got to step up and everything. And it's a little cliched, but
I feel like he's one of those leaders where he's like, I'm no leader. I just do things and people follow me.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's like the
fine.
classic. That's like Han Solo. Like eventually, like he became part of the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, he was like, I'm looking out for number one and my dog man.
Mm-hmm. They released a poster that's fucking
awesome.
To paraphrase the Rhinus, Titties Alfonso.
It is Titties Alfonso.
And
absolutely.
If you need to know what that means, well, also in terrible news for me, they're making a Minions movie that's going to be released on July 10th, 2015.
Okay.
And it's not, guys, no, hold on. It's not about, like, the actual story that was happening there with, like, Groot. Or Groot, or whatever the hell his name was. It was
Gru,
very...
I think it was Gru is the Conan guy.
Yeah.
Groot? Groot.
I
haven't seen the movies. That's what I was going to say. I haven't seen the movies. I just know that the Minions are just like, selling kids like hotcakes. Adults too. Adults love these
I've seen part of the Despicable Me, the first one. And I can see there's some heartwarming stuff there about this, like, guy kind of finding this evil super genius who's kind of finding that, maybe there was something that was missing from his life that being an evil super genius couldn't fill.
Welcome to DreamWorks!
Right. Well, and so that seems like kind of a worthwhile story. And it's just these goddamn Minions. And people think they're the funniest thing, and I don't get it. I don't get it one bit.
Well, it's tough because, I think people forget that you can't just pick and choose characters out of a story. There's a reason there's a story, and if the Minions seem like, they're an integral part of the story, but they're more like sidekicky.
What sort of story are you going to tell with Minions? Like, I don't.
Minions
maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm going to admit right now I could be very wrong because I haven't seen the second one or all of the first one, but I'm pretty sure none of them actually speak in like a language.
It's like Simlish.
Yeah, it's like that, where they make noises and say, like, the word, like apple words. And so, like, I remember there was a song where they just were saying a lot of fruits.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, but they don't, like, speak any kind of recognizable language. So I don't know what kind of story you're going to tell with characters
They're yellow beans and suspenders and goggles.
Oh, it's the worst. I just hate them.
I don't know. I'm
so
sure
this is bad news for me.
They're kind of annoying, though. Like, I wouldn't go so far as to say, like, Fred... or like the annoying orange or anything like that, but they're close.
Mm-hmm.
That here's not news, and I feel bad saying this, but I'm kind of excited for it.
It's sort of news.
It's not, but it is. They're making a King Conan movie. If you're familiar with the was it originally Frazetta? Frank Frazetta?
I don't know. I know he did some of the art.
I know he did the covers.
Right.
If you're familiar with the original Conan comic books, he eventually became a king.
Well, even in the movies,
king.
In both of the movies, I'm pretty sure
at the end though, right?
Well, in like the narration, always, at the end it was like, and someday Conan would go on to make himself a king by his own hand.
Yeah.
By the way, nobody does narration like Mako.
Oh God, it's so great.
Oh, it's the best. Anyway, so they alluded to it in that, and I'm pretty sure they alluded to it in the second one, that he would still go on to be a king made by his own hand, and so now we're going to actually see that. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't stay away from the role. He's coming back.
Yeah, all we got is a poster and an announcement that they're making the movie, but the poster looks sweet.
And I'm glad he's on board. Some people were okay with the more recent Conan the Barbarian movie, but it didn't really light the world on fire.
He's gonna have to get ripped for that. Also, I think
I've been looking forward to him getting ripped again. Like, honestly, I mean, even if he has to go like the okay, hold on, maybe this is bad, but I kind of look at it like this, because Sylvester Stallone started using human growth hormone.
Oh no.
To help him bulk up there when he was doing Rambo and Rocky again.
Yeah, Rocky Balboa.
Right, and so you get kind of buff again because he'd been kind of out of shape and had been kind of losing it for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't want to encourage that kind of thing. But I don't think it's really that big a deal that he does it. As it was pointed out back when that happened, Sylvester Stallone pointed out himself, look, I'm not an athlete, so I don't see what the big problem is. You know, I'm not, like, competing against other people or nothing. And,
I suppose. I feel bad.
They're old guys. They can't bulk up as easily. Maybe they have to work harder, and they will, I'm sure. But, you know, I want to see...
I don't want him to die.
I don't want him to die either, Jake, but I want to see a fucking ripped-looking Arnold Schwarzenegger again before I die.
I suppose.
Maybe that's selfish of me. It is. It's completely selfish.
It says December 2016 at the bottom of the poster too. Let's buzz through some of this here. I think we're like 30.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that was just the yeah. Skip it.
Mm-hmm.
Skip it. Skip it. I like Nicholas Winding Refn. He's making a new movie. It's called The Helm. I'm sure it'll be great.
Halo 5, Guardians, and Steven Spielberg's Halo TV series set for fall 2015.
Before we even delve into this article, this is from Collider, by the way. Before we go into this article, I would like to say congratulations to Microsoft for completely dropping the ball on a title that has been your launch for the last 2 fucking systems.
It's kind of bad.
That's really... If you can't get your development team squared away so you can have your fucking Halo game when you launch your system...
Big mistake. As
Jack Slater?
Jack Slater used to say, big mistake.
No, that's dumb!
Hey, here's the thing, I'm gonna...
Fall 2015? That's next fucking year!
Great job.
Great job.
You know, and by the way, maybe it's just me, but who cares? Like here's the thing, Halo,
I don't care.
The developing studio...
I could give a shit.
The developing studio behind the original series of Halo games, they're gone. They're not working on this.
They're making Destiny, which is actually coming out.
This is not a Bungie Halo game. And guys, you know, it's really hard for somebody else to pick up the ball after all, like, here's the thing. It's like being really excited for, like, the 1994 lineup of the Chicago Bulls. You know, you got fucking Jordan, you got fucking Pippen, and you got the whole team.
Oh, yeah.
And you're psyched up, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone in the team is fired. And then they get an entirely new Chicago Bulls next year.
People you've never heard of.
And you're like, get excited, the Chicago Bulls are going to have another championship year. And you're like, I don't know. And that's what's going on here.
Yeah, it's happened notoriously in, like, for instance, Guitar Hero.
Right.
After Guitar Hero 2 got sold to MTV, they made Guitar Hero 3, which wasn't that bad, but it was also not anything like 1 or 2.
Right.
And then the guys who made Guitar Hero went off and made Rock Band, because they were like, we got a way better idea than just playing guitar. We got drums and vocals.
Let's do it.
Fuck you guys, have fun playing with stupid guitars all by
yourself. Oh, no!
The mega spill.
What a spill.
I got too excited about Rock Band. I love Rock Band.
You did. Okay. So yeah, I'm not really expecting too much more out of this. You know, and here's the thing: they did the Forward Unto Dawn series for,
which was awesome, by the way. If you haven't seen that, even if you don't give a shit about Halo, see Forward Unto Dawn, because that was a good miniseries, just cinematically, everything. Forward Unto Dawn, like, and they tease Master Chief, and I think that's what makes it work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if I'm comparing it to Star Trek, it would be like if you were following some characters in Starfleet Academy, and they were like learning how to Starfleet.
Mm-hmm. Like you do.
And then all of a sudden something terrible happened to Starfleet Academy, and then fucking like Kirk or Picard or choose your favorite captain showed up with the Enterprise, or, you know, the Deep Space Nine or whatever, and was like, we're here to kick some ass, help us out, kids. I mean, that's pretty much...
I don't know, I kind of feel like that wouldn't be very exciting.
Well, yeah, the ass-kicking and stuff, but...
But then you tell me it is.
I guess with Star Trek, it'd be more like, we need to figure out how to do this peacefully. And the kids are like, yay!
Alright, in other news...
I know peace isn't very exciting, but I fucking love Star Trek. So.
Yeah. In other news, from a Vulture article here, we're checking out... The article is kind of checking in on the status of various Jim Henson Company franchises. And apparently, some of you may have heard about this, The Dark Crystal has a sequel that is in the works. Actually, it's going to be sort of a prequel Or no, sequel, I guess.
You said the P word.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's going to be called The Power of the Dark Crystal, and it is still in development. It has not been canceled yet. So
yeah. Oh, here's my major question though. CG or Muppets?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's an easy answer. Muppets.
You gotta do Muppets. If you do anything less than 100% Muppets, and I don't say this about a lot of things because I feel like CG, in a lot of cases, you know, you can get away with a little more, you can make it a little more dynamic, but they did so much with so little, and, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, pound my fist about practical effects or whatever because, you know, reportedly they cost about the same as CGI now, even though CGI people are, like, woefully underpaid.
Mm-hmm.
The point being is that, you know, some movies need CGI. You can't go complete practical effects. But Muppets!
To be fair, not actually Muppets, but they're puppets made by the Jim Henson Company, so fucking Muppets. Right. And, you know what I mean? The thing is, you know, again, not to rattle the fucking saber of practical effects, but, you know, when your actors on screen, if you have actors on screen, maybe it's all just puppets talking to each other, like most of the Dark Crystal. Well, a good part of the Dark Crystal, anyway.
Wasn't that all of the Dark Crystal?
I'm pretty sure that there were human characters in the Dark Crystal. It's been a while since I've seen it, apparently.
I don't think so, but yeah, it's been a very long time since I've seen it.
But in any case, yeah, I think that having...
that was part of the childlike wonder that I had over the movie.
The Jim Henson Company makes magic. They produce it in their workshop.
Yeah.
Okay? And, you know, there's just something pure and magical about, like, making those movies with these big fucking puppets that, you know, move around and you look and you can see the felt, but you don't care.
It's like that little tidbit of information.
Care.
If you're on the internet enough, you find out little things about shit here and there, but in the Muppet movie, the original Muppet movie, when Animal turns big and busts out of that saloon, that animal head was actual size. They didn't use a mat or anything.
Right.
They made a giant animal head to bust through the top of a fucking building. That's how much magic they had.
Right.
And that was probably ridiculous. But those are the kind of stories that surround movies that really sometimes like make a movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find that out until way later, but, you know, like that they put that much effort into it. Like somebody was like, how are we going to do that? Well, we could just take regular animal and like put a mat over it and make it look like he's popping out of the building, and they're like, no, that's not enough. It's got to be actual giant animal.
Alright, so we got less than 20 minutes in the broadcast now. We got a couple of guesses as to what's in the box. Let's get the box out again, Jake. Tajik Silvis has a guess. You have an atomic clock in your box?
Nope.
Incorrect. You have Doctor Who's bow tie in the box. Very cool. Wish I did, but no. I will tell you, I'm going to give him another hint, Jake.
Alright, go for it.
Okay. Not only have you seen this, but you've seen this.
He gave it away. It's these.
It's these. It's more than one item. You've seen these in an episode of J&TRE Review Everything. Although you may have only seen one at a time.
Also, you may have seen it in other things we have produced. Oh man, see, that's...
Scanners.
I'm going to say right now it's not Laura Palmer, because
she's right there. Guys, come on. So, rack your brain, think about what you've seen in our episodes, things that would be able to be put in that box.
Things that could be in the box.
And yeah, not like a book that was on my shelf in the background. I mean, you know, use your head. You dummies. No. Harrison Ford, back in the news.
I wanted to talk about this briefly because I feel like, you know, you get a sense, and you can never confirm it unless you're in the system, and obviously we're not in the system, but I feel like this headline is a power play, and I'll tell you why, and I'll read the headline first. This is from Variety. Harrison Ford offered role in Blade Runner sequel. Now, as far as the article is concerned, that's basically it. They detail the history of making a Blade Runner sequel, but the crux of the article is just the title. Harrison Ford was offered a role in the Blade Runner sequel.
They're confirming it. They're saying we've reached out to Harrison. Yeah,
but that's a power play because
kind of rude.
You're doing a couple things when you're doing that. I'd say the first thing, and Trey brought this up, was that when you say he was offered the role in the Blade Runner sequel, that puts more pressure on him to act. Because if he turns it down, then it's him turning it down. It's not negotiations between the makers of the Blade Runner sequel and Harrison Ford negotiating. Because negotiating is kind of hazy. It's like, who said what, who didn't want to do what.
Right.
It's in a back
Didn't say we're in talks. Didn't say anything like that. It's like, we've offered the role to him.
So if he turns it down, he's the one who turned it down.
He's the reason you should be mad he's not in the Blade Runner sequel.
The
ball's in your court.
Yeah. The other thing is that you're basically sicking all of his fans on him.
Mm-hmm.
So you're putting more pressure on him to take the role.
Mm-hmm.
Because then all the fans are going to be like, oh, I heard you were offered the Blade Runner sequel. I really hope that you take it. You should totally take it. Take it, dude. Take it. Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
Take it. So, it's going to be, people are going to be all buzz about it. Harrison, people in the paparazzi or on the red carpet or in interviews, they're going to be like, I heard that you were offered a role in Blade Runner. Are you taking it? That would suck. That's a shitty move. I'm just saying. That's, and obviously we can't confirm that. Maybe he was like, let me think about it for a couple days. I definitely want to do it, but I got to make sure I talk to my agent and stuff. And then they printed it, and he's like, maybe that's what happened. But it obviously seems like a power play to me.
Definitely. Also from Variety, Disney's chief financial officer reaffirms that big live-action films must fit the franchise mold. So going forward, they're not going to waste any more money trying to tell simple stories that satisfy many audiences. They're not going to tell you.
They made that Mary Poppins movie with Tom Hanks.
What?
The Tom Hanks movie.
Oh yeah, Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah. Wasn't that about Mary Poppins?
Yeah, in a roundabout way.
Yeah, so they're talking like we're not going to really be focusing on that. I think the franchises are going to be Star Wars, obviously.
The Marvel movies, obviously.
Obviously. I think the other one they're doing is the Oz, because they just did the Wizard of Oz, or Return
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yes, thank you. Oz the Great and Powerful.
And actually, there's another like animated Oz movie in theaters right now.
What? Really?
Yeah, I know. I didn't hear about anything about it at all. Hold on, I'm gonna get some backup on this. Hey, theater complex manager.
Yeah?
Isn't there a Wizard of Oz thing in the movies right now?
Just left.
Just left. What was it about?
It was Dorothy Return to Oz. It was some kids movie.
Oh, was it like an animated version of Return to Oz?
No, it was.
That's too bad.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. That's Vanessa, our producer, by the way. She has answers for us. But yeah, so, here's the thing. Announcing that we're only going to make franchises from now on, it's like a thing that you wouldn't want to put in a press release, because it sounds so fucking money-grubbing.
We're going to put all of our eggs in one basket. We want you to know that.
A better way to say this is, we're taking a harder look at the movies that we push forward, because we want to make sure that the movies that we push forward have the capability to be big successes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not much of an announcement, I guess. Like, we're going to be more careful about the movies we're putting out, but to just come out and say, we're only interested in franchise movies now. That's like saying
you're contributing. You're pumping more air into the bubble. I just want to say that.
Right.
And also, I understand that if it is putting all of your eggs in one basket, it's more like them putting all of their mountain-sized titanium eggs into large individual baskets. But you're still putting them in the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they could still break.
Just ask
even
yourself.
Even though they're giant titanium eggs.
Just ask yourself, how many movies have I seen that are some of my favorite movies that aren't a part of a sequel for like a franchise or a series of movies? And when you think about that, you start to realize the implications of a major studio basically saying we're done with this. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's real shitty, is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is...
Okay, so it's been just called Batman Superman or Batman versus Superman for a long time.
Welcome to the next round of not really news. I'm not gonna say it's not news, but I'm gonna say it's not really news. No.
Oh, we got some comments here. Jamie Ganzel writes about what's in the box. Is it a weapon?
Oh, shit!
Oh, shit! Maybe.
Yes.
It is a weapon, but you're going to have to be more specific than that. Jamie Ganzel throws out his weapon. Todd Jake writes, could it be one of Jake's hats or one of Trev's hats? That's an excellent guess.
Originally...
I'll tell you, this is a freebie. Originally, it was going to be my hat of detecting that was in the hat.
Yeah, it was one of the, not a MacGuffin, but one of our special things from the first season.
Mm-hmm.
No, Maleficent? No, that doesn't come out yet.
Yeah. No, Jamie Ganzel writes, Jamie Ganzel is upset that Maleficent has left theaters, except Maleficent has not left theaters. It has not arrived yet. We were talking about the Return to Oz kids movie that was in theaters recently.
Yeah.
It's Jake and Trev matched a pair of T-shirts from Todd and John Silvis. No.
Do you want a T-shirt? I think we still have a T-shirt left.
we have T-shirts, and they could be yours for an asking price.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see.
My dad says, I can't show him, he's family.
Oh.
Is there a toaster involved? No, it is not the toaster gun. Good guess.
That's a great guess, but it is not the toaster gun.
It is not the Rob Liefeld faulty toaster gun.
Mm-hmm. And while you're racking your brains trying to figure out what the item in the box is, I'm going to talk a little bit about something that... Set it up here. Let him get a gander.
The last legs of the...
Let him get a gander. Here's the thing. Maybe you're like me, and you never realized until somebody said something to you about it, how much you wanted to listen to a public radio broadcast set in a fictional but very interesting sort of Lovecraftian, bizarro Western town. Now, you probably didn't realize that was something you wanted to hear, but you do. And good news, someone's making it. It's from a group called Commonplace Books, and they do a bi-monthly, or I always hate that. Does bi-monthly imply that...
Bi-monthly could mean twice a month or once every 2 months.
Right, it's twice monthly on the 1st and 15th.
Which you are correct by saying bi-monthly.
So it's a bi-monthly podcast, and it is set in the town of Night Vale. It's called Welcome to Night Vale. Okay. And Welcome to Night Vale, yeah, like just as I said, it's sort of set as a style of a public radio broadcast, like NPR, but it's in this crazy town that's in the desert, and awful things happen. For example, two of the leading mayoral candidates in the upcoming mayoral election in Night Vale are Hiram McDaniels, who is a five-headed dragon. His campaign slogan is, I'm literally a five-headed dragon. And the other major candidate is the faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home.
Oh, good lord!
Yeah.
So I haven't really listened to a lot of this, but it seemed interesting to me. I'm definitely going to read.
In the second episode of the series, a bizarre and frightening glow cloud begins to descend upon Night Vale, dropping animal carcasses from the sky. Dead animals, and then they say, but it's okay because they were already dead, so that should probably help with cleanup. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit funny and a whole lot horrifying. If you're looking for some new nightmare fuel, I couldn't possibly recommend this enough. It's a great little show. I've been listening to it a lot around here recently, and I think you should check it out too. There's lots of good stuff. If you go to commonplacebooks.com, you can find out a little bit more about it. And find out where you can listen to it. It is available on iTunes as well as podbay.com. Like I said, we don't take very many times to support productions that aren't ours or affiliated with us, but I think this is one that's worth your attention.
Actually, I was going to mention, we got a few line items here, but I was going to mention this. We posted it on our Facebook page, and if you haven't liked our Facebook page yet, what are you doing? But it's on Peanut Butter Disaster on Facebook. Mm-hmm. We posted this a couple days ago. It was apparently, and we're from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, United States.
499
North America,
49855,
Planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But
the Sol system.
Yeah.
Milky Way galaxy.
But,
Universe 616.
Yeah. 616, bro.
Anyway.
But we're near the Copper Country, and we know a lot about the Copper Country, and a lot about that, it's historical. Apparently there's some guys that are originally from Michigan that are making a Copper Country board game. What was the tagline?
It's the name of the game is Copper Country, and the tagline is, live, work, profit, death. Live.
It sounds metal as shit.
Profit.
And I get, I didn't mean to make a pun there, but take it as you will.
It's very metal. But it's a sort of a building and strategy game, like resource collection. I imagine it's going to be a little bit like Settlers of Catan. That's what it seemed to remind me of a little bit. And about the life of,
like risk maybe, because you're like moving out and getting the copper and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So it's you're going to be you're controlling miners and so forth. So it's kind of steeped in a lot of the history of this region. So it's very interesting.
Really good art. There's a Kickstarter for it right now. I think it's just called Copper Country, the board game.
Mm.
There's a Kickstarter for it right now. If you donate $48, they will give you a copy when they reach their goals, when they produce the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're both broke.
Again, as we mentioned on the Facebook thing, anybody who wants to,
I ain't too proud to beg.
Anyone who would like to see us review Copper Country from near to the actual Copper Country. Hell, actually, I'm going to go right there, Jake. If somebody gets us a copy of the game Copper Country, we will go to the Copper Country to film a review for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Guaranteed. We're going to throw that out there right now. So, that's a little special Jake and Trev go-to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right there.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should post this to their Kickstarter.
Oh, we should. We're calling you out on it. But in any case, some more guesses from the audience.
Is Peanut Gallery.
Is there a cell phone involved?
No.
No, negative. It is.
I think Jamie was thinking of the Pander.
Could be the Pander, or also the bomb that appeared in the Kickstarter video.
Oh, I just got a good dig from my dad. He said it couldn't be a cell phone. Jake doesn't know how to call anyone on a phone.
Oh.
You never call.
You never call, Jacob.
I will call.
Bill Peterson says, "Is it related to Doctor Who?" Great guess. You watched the show clearly. No, it isn't. It isn't about that.
And we're on our last
bit. And to be fair,
well, okay.
The sonic screwdriver is not a weapon, Mom. It's not a weapon.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
But yeah, since this is the last legs of the show, we are going to give you guys, everybody that's viewing, give you one more guess before we open the box. Let's throw down one more hint. They are black.
They're black. There's two of them.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And specifically, I'll tell you that it appeared in season 2. These things appeared in season 2. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I feel like maybe.
No.
No. Oh, that was a.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking of the first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nope. Season 2. So it's appeared in season 2. They're black.
One more
There's
guess.
two of them. You guys got just a few more minutes to check it out. See if you can win. What's in the box? You don't win what's in the box.
Anything.
You win the game.
You win the accolades of your fellow viewers and us.
Hats off to you, sir.
Let's speed round first. Let's do a speed round and then we'll get back to your guesses. Apparently, people are saying that maybe the Joker is in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice.
That'd be terrible. I don't want it.
Trevor doesn't like the Joker very much.
I like him fine, but he's overused. Put him away for a while, put him in storage for a little bit, and then pull him out, and then it'll be awesome, because everyone will be like, oh man, it's been so long!
Yeah.
Instead of, oh man, I saw him just the other day!
Yeah.
Also, the Batman-Superman movie is now officially titled Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Yeah. So, obviously, they're going to form the Justice League in this movie. That's a no-brainer. You just told us in the title.
Thanks for that.
Stephen King's making an It movie.
There's a full-fledged 4 theaters. Apparently, It movie is in the works with a New Line. It's going to be produced at New Line Cinemas or New Line Studios.
Are they still doing the?
No, actually, on an interesting note, I saw Godzilla this last weekend. Well, it's a different fucking bump now.
Oh, is it? Do they still use the
with the skew, but it doesn't like come down like in different parts or whatever like it used to. They've mixed it up on you.
Nice.
Also, on a brief aside, and I don't want to get too far into it because Jake hasn't seen it yet, but I saw Godzilla, and I think you should see Godzilla. And that's what I'll leave it at there.
And yeah.
Okay, so It movie coming on the way. I'm interested. That movie's scary as hell. I'd like to see what they're going to do it now. Although Tim Curry is the fucking boss as Pennywise, and I don't know how anyone's going to do better than him. Yeah. But people say that all the time.
J.K. Simmons is an awesome actor. You may know him as J. Jonah Jameson from the original Spider-Man trilogy.
The man who did the role so well that they haven't even tried to replace him in the new one.
Yeah, he's just an off-screen entity. He says that the new Terminator is going to be pretty smart. So either he's going to look like a fool when the movie comes out, or it's pretty smart. Mm-hmm. This was one I was excited for, and hopefully we'll get more news about it so we can talk more about it. But there was a book put out called Console Wars. And Console Wars, if you're not familiar, in the 90s, Sega, the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo were right up against each other. I think there's a little back and forth with the Nintendo and the Sega Master System at some point. But basically, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, they are making a movie based off of that book, which is mostly biographical, about the back and forth between Sega. I think Sega threw the first stone commercially because I don't know if you remember it, but they used to have a thing where it said, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Oh.
And it was like, oh, it's on. So, a comical movie about Sonic versus Mario. Man, I would like to see that. I mean, I was alive and,
Hey, it worked.
It was part of my life growing up.
It worked for Mac and Microsoft as per like Pirates of Silicon Valley or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to see a Nintendo
I want to see
Sega.
a comedy version of that directed by the guys who did Superbad.
Awesome.
Hilarious.
Totally awesome.
You know it's going to be hilarious.
Michael Swanson says, guns?
Oh!
You got it.
And Jamie says walkie-talkies. If this were E.T.,
you'd be correct. But no, it is these guns.
Let me see one of these.
I have one of these. These guns, for those of you who aren't that familiar, these were used in the episode The Halloween Spooktacular.
The Halloween
Spooktingular.
Yeah, the Halloween Spooktacular.
We mutated up the name of that so much I don't even remember what it's called half the time. But this was our former partner in reviewing that guy. That was his gun, and it is one of the MacGuffins on the program. Also, it was used in the Kickstarter video.
Which is still on YouTube. Go check that out.
I'm officially saying that that's one of my favorite things that wasn't the actual show that we've done together in this video production. It starred the character Tex Rockwolf, and if you weren't paying close attention, it would look like he maybe only had one gun, but there was one point where I swung the guns around.
It was two guns.
And there was two guns at once.
They weren't even like connected. It was just...
No, it's just bang, bang, bang. You shoot twice as many bullets that way when you hold two guns in one hand. So that's what that was about. And also, I'm going to give partial credit, some bonus points to Jamie Gansell, because she was sort of right, actually, because this one of these guns was also served as the grip for the toaster gun.
Oh,
it was actually
shit.
inserted in the back of it.
That, yeah.
Inserted in the back, and that was the grip I used.
That was
you get partial credit, Jamie Gansell, and full credit to Michael Swanson. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being fans of the show and watching. Check them out. And that'll about wrap it up for Jake and Trev Review Everything Live. We'll talk for a minute here after the broadcast. Looking tough.
That was on
Look at this guy, fucking action man over here.
Woo!
But we'll stick around for a minute after the broadcast. If you are watching this recorded, please know that we do this every Wednesday, 10 o'clock. It's a lot of fun. We love responding to what people on the chat are saying, so join us, chat it up. We'll be interacting with you, and Jake will keep doing some gun tricks. So, for Jake and Trev Review Everything Live, I'm Trev.
And I'm Jake.
And thanks for watching.